Hello, my name is Dimitri Singer. I am representing Team 22 for our Agile Team video. For our sprint history, we have 3 sprints. Sprint 1, we vibe coded our prototype and we defined our MVP and our basic game loop. This was the sprint that happened our last week, so that was our first sprint. Our second sprint is this week, where we are now refining and we are focusing on our thematic elements because our project is based around gardening, and we are orienting towards our final structure and defined subteams and tasks. Our third sprint, which will be next week, we are going to specify our subteam interfaces and we are going to have a basic implementation of our final idea. Here are our subteam architectural decisions. For backend, we had a core gameplay loop where you type out the word that you were supposed to type out, and every 3 words that grows a plant a little bit. After the plant has grown 3 times, then you start growing another plant. For the UI, we are going to use a component-based front end where we are putting things together with HTML and CSS. Right now we have AI-generated images as prototypes for our UI, and we are considering to have decision drivers that separate the front end and back end. And now for our gameplay presentation. We are typing out our different prompts, and as you can see, a plant now grows, and it is going to grow into a flower now, and now it's going to grow into a beautiful little tomato plant. For our CI/CD pipeline, we finished our issue templates, and then our automatic tests with lint and jest testing. We have our naming standards for our commits and our branches, and then we also have our semantic versioning, which is like involving an automatic change log. For the future, we're thinking of testing the front end with JS DOM and possibly doing some end-to-end testing. The challenges that we face between 3 teams is that challenges of communication was difficult because it was hard to have every single team communicate together effectively. And then another challenge that we faced was that people were sick or busy a lot, which meant that we had to have some people fill in for those other people. For our AI usage, we have used AI in the front end for code completion. We also used it to generate images of the plant growth, but we are simply only using it as a prototype. We're not using this for code testing at all, and we don't have any plans to involve AI in our final project unless it is code that was refined from AI. Here's a list of the pros and cons of AI that we found. So the pros of AI that we have used is that it allows us to move at a quicker pace, and it removes the prototype blocker as well as filling in the gaps of our prototype. So basically it makes it easier to transition from prototype to final product. Cons are that you really have to handhold the AI because obviously it's an AI, it doesn't really know what it's doing, and then it also hurts the maintainability of the AI. One thing I also wanted to add is that there is a lack of documentation in AI code, which is very problematic when you are trying to explain the code to other people. All right, for our next steps, what's pending is that we are going to finalize the functionality for saving progress in our local storage, and we are going to implement words per minute or functionality for displaying other typing metrics. What we need to have by the end of our MVP is we need a result screen, as well as more language support, removing the AI-generated art, and having mobile support. And then nice to have is mainly just some QOL improvements like light dark mode, syntax highlighting, some music and sound effects and animations, just stuff to like lighten things up, but that's pretty much all. All right, and that's it for our Agile video. Thank you for watching, and we have one more thing that we need to show you.
This is how it feels like to be an LLM that steals all the water.